So, do you ever stumble upon a random game, see it has a ranking system, and immediately drop everything and dedicate your life to it? Just me? Well, a particular game caught my eye recently called Rocket Bot Royale, and I was immediately interested by its movement and combat mechanics that are really impressive for a free online game. Then, once I saw the ranked mode, there was no stopping me from using this game as an excuse to procrastinate what I should be working on instead. So, let me take you on a journey through the weapons and perks this game has to offer while sprinkling in some underqualified advice. And if you like what you see, I'll link the game in the description and you can check it out. To help me explain my points, I made this here tier list and I'll rank these in the order the list provides. First up, the drill. Now, for all these rankings, I'm going to rank them based off their usefulness in the main Battle Royale mode. I'll mention how they can be used in 1v1s or the team modes, but for the final ranking, we're going to assume that is the normal Battle Royale mode. Now, the drill has many use cases. About to be swallowed by water? Drill. A guy camping you on the top of a platform while you're stuck at the bottom? Drill. A guy is at 1 HP and you want a style on him? Drill. It's extremely versatile and has little downsides. The problem? It's mid. It has low damage and is hard to hit on good players. It's leagues better than having nothing, but that just shows you how good the future power-ups are. The best thing it can do is get a bit of damage on someone, destroy the floor beneath them, and throw them off, because the drill is quite hard to see and surprising. Keep in mind though, this does leave you open to counterattacks. Sadly, despite the pros, it just isn't good enough. B tier. Next up, Flak. Flak, in ye olden days, was overpowered. It could one-shot at short and medium distances. Sadly, through the updates, it's gotten quite bad. C. Modern Flak is a shadow of his former self. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can one-shot people with no health upgrades if you shoot them point blank as in here. Most of the time, however, this will happen. What is that? Not even to mention how risky it is to get that close to anyone, let alone pros. You've fallen off, Flak. Next up, Grenade. Grenade is very risk versus reward, which is why it's hard to rank, but I've decided on top of B tier. If someone's in a tunnel or a divot, Grenade is overpowered. At a 2 energy cost and having one-shot potential, Grenade has huge potential. Sadly, Grenade is pretty useless in most other scenarios. You can use it to get people off of high ground, but almost every other weapon does that. And it doesn't do a very good job. Overall, great potential, hard to use. Now for the antithesis of hard to use, the homing missile. The homing missile, while seemingly just a way to get free low damage, can actually get used for free high damage, or just barrel straight into a wall. At the end of the game, the homing missile is the best weapon by far. It can either annihilate your opponent's health or annihilate his floor. Either way, you get a free win. It can also be used to get free kills on people with 1 HP, which most people are in this game. You're either at full or 1, no in between. Sadly, the praise ends here. It'll often dive face first at the nearest wall, target a different person to the one you were aiming at. It can be easily shot or shielded. Luckily, the pros outweighed the cons this time. A. Next up is jetpack. Yeah, I'm gonna put you here. Now, don't get me wrong, it has uses. 2 uses. You can use it to stay longer in the air once water covers the entire map, and have an extra missile when rushing somebody by using jetpack instead of launching yourself. And that's it. That's all I can think of. Let me know in the comments if there's something I'm missing. D. Next. This is a tough one. Mine. At first glance, this is garbage. Bottom of D tier. But once you get good at the game, it has potential for top of S. Let me explain. So its intended use is to place on the floor and hope that someone walks or is knocked into it. My use is a one-shot missile that can go through walls. Observe. Now you may be wondering, where's the one-shot part? They're only getting to a quarter health. This is where the second part comes in. Skill issue. If you shoot a mine and a missile and the missile blows up the mine, there's a very big hit radius. If the missile hits the person into the mine, that's a one-shot. All of that for 2 energy. If it weren't for skill issue, it'd be an easy S. Sadly, because of how hard it is to do and it doesn't work in air, it's an A. Next up, you know it, you love it, it's a thermonuclear bomb! And you know what? To mix things up a bit, I'm gonna rank this against what I consider to be its rival, Rapid Fire. They both cost the same energy, they're both unlocked at early levels, and they have the same use. Big boom. Except that's where the majority of their similarities end. Despite both of them doing almost the same thing, that almost makes their use cases extremely unique from each other. While they both can hit enemies through thin walls, Nuke will do full damage, while Rapid Fire will have a severe drop in damage. While they both can be used to attack head-on, Nuke has a charge-up animation that gives your opponent time to dodge. Finally, while Nuke can do massive damage, it cannot one-shot, unlike Rapid Fire. That's why I must admit something. I'm a Rapid Fire user. I'm so sorry for lying to you all. Therefore, they both go in A rank, but in this order. Up next, Poison. First of all, let me get this out of the way. This is the only weapon in the game that you can hurt yourself with. However, this weapon does have some redeeming qualities. If someone's underground, it's probably an insta-kill. It can get people off of high ground, but you can't take the high ground because you'll still take damage from your own poison. Every other situation, it'll probably do 1 damage before the enemy rocket jumps out of danger. Mid-weapon, C tier. Now for a weapon that's very close to my heart. Bubble. I'm not even gonna pretend here, Bubble's an easy S tier. You can push high ground, prevent impossible to avoid damage, use your enemy's weapons against them, protect your teammates in other game modes, and use it to push enemies off of platforms and kill them. Yes, the shield in this game is also a weapon. S tier, not even debatable. Next up, Tornado. Tornado, tornado, tornado. Simultaneously having many uses and being worse at all of them. In short terms, Tornado is a worse version of Bubble in almost every way. It can defend you from attacks, but it doesn't convert your enemy's weapons to yours, so they won't do any damage back. It can push enemies away with longer range than Bubble, but it's slow. And its biggest sin of all, it is so slow to activate. Too slow to block attacks, and too slow to catch people by surprise. Luckily for it, there are some undodgeable situations. It can also trap people in holes or divots, allowing free damage. See? And that was the final weapon! Now for the perks. Unlike the weapons, you can't get perks from crates, so whereas before I judged weapons mostly disregarding cost, cost is the only thing that matters when it comes to perks. That being said, first up is health boost. So, if you're paying attention to any of the clips I've been showing you in the background, you might have noticed something. Yeah, I've been using health boost every time. 20% extra health may not seem like much, but it's actually massive and prevents most one-shots in the game. Though, if you're not using the 2 you're allowed, it's a waste of energy. Use both, bozo. Easy as. Next up, speed boost. Yeah, it's a speed boost. 30%. It's fine, I guess. It only works on the ground, but I personally spend a lot of time flying around, so it's whatever. If you're a fan of permanent upgrades over consumable weapons, then the 3 energy might be worth it. You can only have 1 though. See. Next up, Insight. Oh yeah, this one exists. Fine, I guess. Makes your opponents less unpredictable. Good for weapons spamming little Timmies and people with homing missiles in their back pocket. 1 energy cost is very good. Tack it onto your build if you feel like it, I guess. I personally don't think I'd have enough time to scan everyone's weapons before they're all shot at my face. See. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the thing I don't have! So, do you remember how I said I'm not exactly qualified to have opinions? Well, this perk is unlocked at level 50, and I'm not that. So, I don't have first-hand experience with the extra rocket, but from the wiki saying it only costs 7 energy, and the extra rocket being good for stalling, confusing people who don't know you're level 50, and giving you an extra rocket, It seems pretty darn good. Only downside, you can't fit 2 health upgrades. At least it encourages you to get 1 health upgrade and insight, baby, let's go! I know you can do it, top of us, like and subscribe, buzzer. Yeah!